Hello, everybody. Milo Legendre here, founder and director of healthcare analytics at Chartara Labs. Today, I'll be showing you another demo of the flagship product of the Chartara Labs company. Well, it's called Chartara Notes, and it's a combined AI scribe for generative AI progress note writing and documentation for therapists, as well as a visual analytics platform that helps with routine outcome monitoring, specifically using data visualization. So today I'll show you the caseload breakdown by diagnosis, which is an AI-powered clinical specialization analysis that helps you understand faster all of the diagnoses that are on your caseload so that you can make quicker decisions and understand more deeply the clients that you're working with. It also has tools that help you identify practice strengths and optimize resource allocation. So first I'll show you how to input the data. It's very simple. It's a simple web form. And, this is helpful because normally you don't have access to a platform like this in your normal EHR, whether it be simple practice or therapy, Nest, whatever you're using. There's so many of them, Epic, whatever. And on this platform, you can just put the client ID, you can put what the diagnosis is. And as you can see, I've been keeping track of all my clients' diagnoses in my Chartara Notes account. There's a lot of them. So if you want, you can add a few more rows. See, I added 5 rows. You can add 10 rows, or you can just add a single row if you want. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to just X out of these. But if you were to put one in, as you can see, you have a list of a bunch of diagnoses that you can choose from right here, or you can just input your own. So I'm going to go ahead and save the data. And then the data visualization comes up for us. Or when you navigate to the visual analytics section and whichever one of these chart sections you're going to, you don't have to input data first. You can also just go right to visualize data right here. And so, this gets to the heart of why Chartara Labs was created. Yes, there's the AI progress note writer, but really, data visualization is the foundational benefit for therapists and supervisors. It's not as flashy as getting your documentation done faster, but I truly believe, and this is some real thought leadership right here in behavioral health. You don't see a lot of other people discussing this from a supervisory standpoint, but when a therapist engages with their caseload data using data visualization, it's going to cause them to think more critically and more urgently about how they're working with their clients, what disorders they need to focus on more, how their clients are doing, what the progress is like, what interventions they want to be using, what is attendance like. When you use data visualization, it decreases cognitive load and speeds up our visual processing capabilities. It leverages those capabilities. So instead of looking at just all of your data like words and numbers on a screen, once you get a nice little data visualization like this, it really does wonders for therapy work and engaging with data, which is really what routine outcome monitoring is all about in the mental health industry. And so, as you can see, most of the clients that I work with have major depressive disorder. But if I wanted to take a look at, the people with generalized anxiety disorder, for example, I can take a look. Looks like three of my clients have GAD or schizophrenia. It's showing that that's 2.5% of my caseload. There's a significant amount of people with ADHD, 5 people on my caseload. This breakdown is going to give you a diversity index, which basically is a rating of how diverse your caseload is, and it takes the depth of diagnoses and the breadth of them into consideration. So if we look at the view analytics section, this is when you get some more descriptive statistics. And again, normally you don't have access to this in whatever EHR you're using. This is a tangible help to therapists and supervisors to help them understand their data more. So you have some descriptive statistics here. You have some prescriptive statistics, but this platform was developed with software as a medical device guidance in mind from the FDA, and every recommendation that it's giving that it gives needs to be taken with a grain of salt, and it needs to be reviewed by a licensed professional. And none of these recommendations um, are, to be taken as absolute or something that you need to do. So then it gives some business growth strategies based on the content of your data, the diagnoses, and then there's some more evidence-based resources, which are clickable links. But one thing that I really like the most is how you can take a look at which client has each diagnosis right here in the platform. And then importantly, this is the part that's really good for supervision. You can download an instant PDF, and we're going to look at that right now. And this is the part that's really helpful. Normally, you can't download visualizations like this in your EHR. This is a serious help for supervision, whereas a clinician may go into supervision and the supervisor will ask them, "What do you want to talk about today?" And the therapist might think, I don't know. And some time is taken to think about it. Oh, let me pick a case. Well, when you go in prepared with a data visualization and you present this to your supervisor, you guys can hone in on which type of client you want to discuss more in depth today. An example of this would be, oh, I see you have some people with schizoaffective disorder. That's a decent amount of your caseload right there. It looks like you have about 3 people. Have you worked with that diagnosis before? Maybe let's dive into that today. Here are some descriptive statistics. Oh, okay, so we honed in on schizoaffective disorder. Let's take a look at which client. Oh, so these are the 3 clients you have with that disorder. Let's take a look at them in the chart. So this is extremely helpful. Therapists don't usually have access to this sort of data presentation. But again, when therapists engage with the data through visualization, it's going to increase the quality of their work. And that's really what Chartara Labs was created for, to enhance routine outcome monitoring and improve supervision. You can sign up for this platform at chartaralabs.io or notes.chartaralabs.io, and there you will find more information about the Chartara Labs company in general. Thank you for watching and please reach out with any questions.